Good day from Chem Help ASAP. Let's see some mistakes that people commonly make when they're drawing chairs or working with chairs of cyclohexanes. So I've shown 4 common mistakes that I've seen over the years of teaching. So to start, in the upper left, I've drawn what I would consider a reasonably nice looking chair. So the first mistake I'll encounter sometimes is that students will draw their chair too shallow. They get their chair really flat. And when the chair gets too flat, all these groups here in the middle kind of get smashed together, and it gets harder and harder to see what's going on. On the flip side, the second mistake is you get your chair drawn too steeply. Some of the bonds in your chair start to become vertical. And when they become vertical, you run into the same problem. So how do you avoid these mistakes? Well, your bonds don't have to be perfect. And I'll say that over and over again. But they have to be close enough. So how do you avoid this? I tend to think of an imaginary axis, and the bonds that you want are equally spaced. That's kind of your starting point. Those are sort of shaky, but ideally you want about a 30 degrees there and 30 degrees there and 30 degrees there. Now if you're rolling your eyes and saying, I'm not going to get out a protractor and draw my perfect chairs, hey, roll away, because nobody should pull out a protractor for this. But this is the intent, and you just want to get close to that. If you get far away, like this first and second mistake, your pictures sort of get haywire. And what's most important is you can't even use your own pictures to make judgments. Remember, we're drawing these pictures to get information from them. And if your picture is too far off, you can't get the information that you need. Okay, so it's no longer a useful picture. So a third mistake that I'll encounter is that because all these carbons are tetrahedral, students will start to put dashes and wedges on them, which is a natural thing to do with the tetrahedral carbon. However, with chairs, traditionally people don't put dashes and wedges. It makes the picture kind of busy and messy. Your picture should stand on its own without dashes and wedges. The final mistake that I encounter, number 4, is students will do improper flipping. So here's a chair on the left, and I haven't filled in all the groups, just for one of the particular carbons. And students will say, oh, if I want to flip this, I just need to swap the axial and equatorial groups. So R is equatorial, and now it's axial. Perfect, I've flipped. Well, if you notice, the chair itself hasn't flipped. It's the same chair. So that's a really common mistake. Students will swap axial and equatorial, but they won't change their chair. Properly speaking, you should draw one form of the chair, and when you flip it, you draw the other form of the chair. And as a result, your R group goes from equatorial to axial. So don't do the top example, do this bottom example. So those are some common examples of mistakes that I encounter when I see students first learning how to draw chair conformations of cyclohexane.